All right, we're live.
Hey, hey everybody. Good to
Hello.
see you.
So Jennifer and I just realized the summit is next week. I mean, we didn't just realize, but it's kind of shocking when you're planning something and then all of a sudden it's right around the corner.
Yeah, for so long it seems so far away, and then all of a sudden it's tomorrow. So crazy times. But we wanted to come on, one, to say hi to everybody because it's been way too long. And also because today is the last day to get your ticket to the Six Figure Salon, which will also include our bonus session with Mary Kravitz. And I'm particularly excited about this because Mary Kravitz is a specialist in lead generation. That is her jam. And she's going to share some concrete strategy with regard to networking and generating leads from networking.
Yes. And having gone through her program, I have to say it is, what she's going to teach tomorrow, which we hope then that you will use during the summit, because you have lots of opportunities to network during the summit, is, being able to craft your 30-second, 60-second intro about yourself so it's crystal clear what you do, who you serve, and how you help. Because if people don't know the answers to those questions, it's going to be very hard for them to refer business to you or suggest, places for you to speak if you do that. So is there anything else? She's going to teach on a couple things, but it's really how to make that few minutes that you have with someone when you're networking the most effective.
Yeah. And you know what? I am a big fan of like myth busting. And so one of the things she's covering is the top 5 myths and mistakes in your messaging that keep you from getting more referrals. And I think that's super important because there are so many subtleties in our marketing and the way we present ourselves, whether it's on our website or how we introduce ourselves or how we talk about our business. And those subtleties can sometimes be the difference between getting a sale or attracting a lead to your business or not. So I love myth busting. I love, I don't know, I'm just drawn to, like the other show Mythbusters loved it. So I'm excited about the myths because I always feel like I get some nuggets, from that sort of information. And also the thing that I also like about Mary Kravitz, in addition to her being like very good at just very specific concrete strategies, is that she's all about us not working nights and weekends. And I am too. I think that, if you build a scalable business, you're building a business that doesn't need you as much, and you will actually be working less the larger your business grows. So Mary is saying that you can scale up your lead generation and make it bigger and more effective without it sucking tons of time. The key is a strategy, a very specific strategy that is both effective, but not all consuming. So I think that is like a 1-2 punch, right?
Yes, I totally agree. And it has really made a difference. What's funny is when I go to networking events, because I use my 30-second intro that Mary helped me develop, and people that really need what I offer will reach out. So, and they know what I offer, and it's a really good conversation from that point. So, that's tomorrow. If you register today, you will get into tomorrow's bonus session. So please, if you're on the fence, get your ticket. But that's not all the summit is about. We're also going to have a lot of really awesome sessions next week. For those of you that have registered for the summit, we hope that you're using your playbook. I'm just going to show it because Jennifer put so much awesome time into this playbook, and I love it. There's a checklist. First thing on the checklist is to register for the live events. So one of those live events is our kickoff, which is Monday, starts at 12:30 Eastern. And then we have three great speakers. We have Carolyn Herfurth, who is talking about, let me find the name of her.
Yes, it's a very sexy title. I love it.
And here it is. Creating an Exo Economy, 5 Mindset Resets for Growth-Focused Female Founders. So I'm looking forward to that. We kind of focus Monday about mindset, but not the woo-woo frou-frou kind. It's like concrete mindset tools and techniques so that you can be the CEO that we all know that you are.
Yeah, I mean, woo woo is okay. That's fine.
Yeah,
but I yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. There's something to be said for woo woo. I don't even know how woo woo, that word, started coming into the vernacular, but I feel like I hear it all the time now. But I do think mindset is so important in terms of how you think of your role within your business and how you position yourself in your business, and align it with what you see your business becoming, like the vision of your business. And sometimes shifting that mindset means completely almost reinventing what you think your business is or what your business is capable of. And so there may be some mindset shifting going on during this virtual experience. So be prepared for that, because I think part of being a business owner is sort of very much like getting rid of the box, thinking outside the box, thinking bigger, expanding your mind to what is possible. Because there's so much that is possible when you truly believe that it is, right? So that maybe that sounds a little woo-woo, but anyway.
Yes. Well, then we have Jasmine Haley, who we're going to be having just a fireside chat with her about creating your lasting legacy. And I am really intrigued by that because, when you start out, it feels like you're climbing up this it's a big struggle to get to the point where you feel like you're making money, you're able to pay yourself, it's sustainable. I mean, legacy to me is thinking that you can leave a business to your kids if they want to get into the business. I don't know what it means to you, Jennifer.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's just building something, right? I just think there's so much. I always find that really empowering to build a business, to know that you've done this, you've created something from the ground up. It's your vision, it's your creation. So, but yeah, and some of us want to leave it, to the next generation. I think that's powerful, even if it's maybe they'll just sell it. Who knows? Like, I don't think you can count on your kids taking over the business necessarily, but but it is an asset. You're building an asset, and an asset that you can do something with. It has value. You're building something of value. You're leaving your stamp, your small stamp on the world, which I think we all want to do that. So
yes. Well, and in the corporate world, I've run departments where it was a profit making department, technical consulting, and I had 80 people reporting to me, and I was responsible for essentially 20 million in revenue. So I thought I knew how to run a business. Well, not so. I knew how to run that particular part of the business, but I did not know how to build a business. And it's a very different skill set. It's a different way of approaching problems. Very creative and dynamic, and I love it. But it is very different. So I'm looking forward to our conversation with Jasmine. And then we have Cindy Porter, who is going to be talking about the 3 keys to growing your business. And hers is interesting because she is going to be talking about confidence. And I think that is really important to being able to grow your business. You have to believe in yourself that you can do these big things that you want to do.
Yeah. It's so true. It's so true. I had a call with Cindy yesterday, actually, on Labor Day.
You did?
Yes, we were both working on Labor Day. How fitting. But yeah, we talked a little bit about that. It's so important, just having that confidence. And it's also almost a bit of a catch-22 situation, because I think that you gain confidence by actually doing the work and building that business. But some people lack the confidence to move forward to do that. So I think we're going to be dealing with a little bit of both, right? And then
Yes.
you could have confidence and it can get knocked down again, right? You could have a failure or something that doesn't go well, or, something that, just sort of bumps you down a notch. That happens almost every day around here, to me personally. But yes, I think she's got a tremendous business background and some business acumen that I find, startlingly incisive. So I think that you're going to get a lot of value from that session.
Yes. And I know with Cindy, I actually am working with her this year as my business coach, because what I think she does uniquely well is really understanding how your personal story, from your, where you grew up, where you came from, how you, how the choices that you made throughout your life, how those things really make you unique, and most likely tie into why you're doing what you're doing. And for me, we did this core story exercise where she just asked me a bunch of questions, and it came out that, now this is a story that I have always known about myself, but I was diagnosed, I don't even know if that's the right terminology today, with learning disabilities in elementary school. And I was struggling in elementary school, and I wanted to do really well. So I would spend hours doing my homework and crying and all that fun stuff. I'm sure my parents helped me a lot, but I'm sure it was tough for them. But once I got diagnosed and started getting the help I needed to figure out how I learned best and using the right tools that I needed to be successful in school, everything became easier. I went from getting C's, working hours and hours in elementary school, to working to getting A's, mostly some B's in high school, without a lot of effort, because I had changed what I needed to learn successfully. And that story repeats itself over and over in my life. And I think that's why I love technology. That's why I offer a solution, because the right tools make a big difference in your ability to be successful in whatever it is. So it was like, once we had that core conversation, I was like, oh my gosh, it resonated so much with me. So I know she's going to talk.
I love that. I love that story. I mean, you've told that story to me before, so I know it, but it never gets old. I love hearing it. It gets me goosebumps. Like, just to find your through line.
Yeah.
It helps you find the meaning in your work. Like, it helps, like, we all want to know our why. And I think that finding that through line, like, really helps us attach to the why, and keeps us focused and on track with our goals. So it's all layer. It's like a cake. There's so many layers, so many layers.
Yes. Well, and then, okay, so later on Monday, we have an interactive workshop with Samantha Riley called Design, Build, and Launch Your Online Program in 30 Days. Do you know more about that?
I'm super excited about it, because for those of you who don't know, I have a weekly podcast that I have two co-hosts. It's called the Business Geeks Podcast. We stream live every Monday night at 5 p.m. Eastern. And one of my co-hosts is Samantha Riley. She lives in Australia. She not only has a groovy accent, but she is so smart, and she knows her stuff when it comes to building online programs that are profitable, that bring in really healthy revenue streams. And she makes a distinction, which I think is important, between courses and programs. It's not that courses are bad, but they're more of a static product. And she feels that you're, with a program, you have the ability to be more involved with your client or customer on a deeper level. And it builds sort of that brand loyalty for them to be with you further along on their journey. So a program is a little bit more interactive than just a static course that a lot of times people purchase and never watch or take.
Yeah.
So yeah, and basically she is an expert on helping people capitalize on their expertise, their unique knowledge, the one thing that comes easy to you, that doesn't necessarily come easy to other people. she helps you package that up in a way that people gravitate to. So that's pretty exciting. And I know a lot of us who have had to pivot a little bit
Yeah.
in the pandemic to online offerings. This is something that I think is this workshop is going to be really, really valuable.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that as well because
Yeah.
I listen to Business Geeks, and I always find what she says very insightful and comes from a lot of experience. So
yeah, she's super insightful.
um, so we have 4 other days to talk about, but we won't go into details. We want to make sure that you're kicking off the week successfully. If you have registered for the summit and for some reason have not received the playbook, which here's the front page here, please put it in the notes and we'll make sure you get it. I am going to be sending it again later this week, just to make sure that you're registering for the specific events throughout the week. Anything else we want to talk about?
Yeah, I think it's just important to be there that first day. Our first day is kind of a heavy hitter day in the sense that it's the heaviest schedule that we have throughout the week. So we just sort of wanted to kick off the summit strong. We want to get a lot of attendance, in-person attendance. Yes, you're going to have the recordings, but I promise you to get the maximum value out of this virtual experience, you've got to be there in person because you're actually going to meet people. You're actually going to interact with people, not just us, not just the speakers. Mary Sue and I are very accessible, but you're going to meet people just like you, ambitious, hardworking business owners that are, hungry to take their business to the next level, have a financial destination in the 6 figures and beyond. Your net worth is your net work. We've heard that. It's a little trite, but there is a lot of truth in that statement. So build your network with us. We purposely and intentionally try to reach out to audiences beyond our immediate network, beyond the network from our previous summits. We're continually expanding, and we want you to benefit from that.
Yes.
Hell, Kira, look at her.
Thank
calling
you, Kira.
us.
I know.
Oh, thanks. I don't get called badass very often. I've been watching Cobra Kai though on Netflix.
You have.
Yes, and it's amazing. This 80s girl is all about it. I can't wait for the 3rd season because the 2nd season ended on a cliffhanger. But
my brother was just telling me about this weekend was Cobra Kai.
So good. So good. So cheesy and awesome. Cobra Kai never dies. Oh, we love you too, Kira. I'm so excited about this virtual experience, and I'm also excited about the next one, which I think we'll go ahead and mention because nobody's kicking us off this Facebook Live but ourselves. Blah, blah, blah. Can't shut us up.
I agree. The next one, I'm looking forward to that too. It's funny, as a planner of these summits, by the time the summit actually arrives, you're already like thinking on to the next one. But the next one is called Sales Circus, make selling the main event of your business. And I know for me that when you start a business, it's a real like transition for how you think about selling. Yes, Kira, there is another one.
Yes, she just spills the details. Well, and I love it because it is so important. You do not have a business if you cannot sell your products and services effectively. And the reason I think this topic is really important and kind of sexy is that I think we all have a little bit of a negative connotation when it comes to sales. And I would love to really eliminate that because I think sales can look like a lot of different things. For instance, Mary Sue and I are putting on these virtual experiences, these series, and we love doing it. And we provide a lot of value to business owners. But guess what? It's a sales funnel. Mm-hmm. I don't think it has to be a secret. We're putting ourselves in front of our ideal client. We're hoping that we're building the know, like, and trust factor, and that if you need either of our services, that you're going to think of us first because you've gotten this chance to get to know us. So we're selling right now, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it because we're pairing it with an ecosystem where we're providing value, because that's who we are as business people. We're not used cars, the stereotypical used car salesman. So the point is, you can make sales feel good and fit the spirit of you as a person. Hey, Amy, and fit the spirit of you, of your business. It's not like, hey, buy what I'm selling. It can feel very organic.
Yes.
So
I agree. And it's been a transformation for myself, because I was like, I don't want to sell, I want people to want to work with me. Well, a lot of times you need to be educating on what you do, how you do it, who you serve, and what the benefits are. And a lot of times people need to hear it a couple times. So if you're not putting yourself out there, your ideal client is not going to notice you with the crowded environment that is the world and the internet. So there are ways to sell and connect in a way that's authentic and real and not fun. And fun.
Yeah.
So we are hoping to bring lots of experts together that help you with just the basic sales conversations, but also creating opportunities for yourself to bring in new leads, to have those conversations. Yeah.
Exactly. We're going to have talks about, we call them platforms of influence. So again, for Mary Sue and I, the Small Business Grit Summit series is our platform of influence, meaning it's a vehicle to put us in front of more people, add value, but also, strike up a more mass set of relationships, right? So it could be, for other people, it could be a podcast or a book or a digital magazine. It could be, those platforms of influence can look a lot of different ways, but essentially they're sales vehicles, right? I mean, when it comes down to it, could be a Facebook group for some people. That could be their platform of influence. So there's that lane that we're going to be talking about, and then some more traditional sales techniques. And it's going to be really, really fun and interesting. Oh, what does Kira say? I had to switch my mindset to sales being an invitation, and it changed everything for me. Such great points, ladies. Oh yeah, that's
I love that way of thinking about it, being an invitation. Yes.
That's awesome. I love that. I don't know if we have anything else to say, Mary Sue.
All right. Well, the Sales Circus is February 15th through the 19th, 2021. And if you are an attendee of this summit, you get an amazing ticket for the next one. So it is worth looking at the playbook. It's on close to the last page, and there's a link there to get the ticket for the next one. So
yeah, and it's a really unbelievable price. I'm not going to be anywhere near the price, the real price. It's a made up price. It's not even close to reality, but there's only 50 of those tickets at that price available. So we're,
the
creating
limited time offer and limited seating. So
creating that urgency and that sense of scarcity so that you will hopefully see we're demonstrating a sales technique that was recommended to us. So we'll see if it works. We'll let you know.
Yes. All right. Well, great to see you all, and we hope to see you at the summit next week. And for those of you that were smart and signed up for the bonus session, we will see you tomorrow.
Yes.